Let's look.
Hello and welcome to another edition of LinkedIn Live. This is Youssef once again from Singapore. Today I've got my dear friend who's flown in all the way from Kuala Lumpur, Dr. AJ Minai.
Hello, hello, hello.
And joining us, we've got my co-founder and co-host from Create the Edge, none other than Joy Abdullah. There you go.
Hi, Youssef. Hi, AJ. Lovely to join you guys. Fantastic.
Absolutely, it's an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for joining us here today, Joy. So
you guys are having all the fun. I'm just sitting out 470 miles away, or 470 kilometers away.
I'm telling you, Joy. It's a nice sunny day out here in Singapore. It's a perfect day to go to the beach and just chill.
And instead, we decided to stay inside a hotel room, just the two of us.
Oh well.
Well, I'm not going there. I'm not going there, guys. I'm not going there. Real life.
Real life. Let me give a compliment to Saheb. If there's anybody else, I'd be stuck in hotel room. It's definitely Saheb.
Thank you so much. And this is the thing about and thank you so much to my entire network for following me and for all your support, because it's been an amazing experience. And the last time you would have actually seen the three of us, three of our mug faces, right. Wearing caps. Talking about the blockchain world. Oh, there you go. Joy's already got his cap on.
Wow.
So, today, what I'd like to actually say is it's so important for, bring that connection from online to offline. I've met AJ, using technology before. He's been one of our amazing guest speakers on Create the Edge with Ida. Speaking about his experiences and his experience in storytelling and along those lines. So, it's an absolute pleasure to actually be able to work with him in collaboration, moving forward towards the human block.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to it, guys, and would definitely appreciate your support and your feedback regarding that. So it's absolutely amazing. It's the first time I'm actually meeting brother man AJ, and it's like we've known each other for years, and that's the best thing about networking. It's about, if you are genuine, and if you are, if you can actually provide value, and you've got that authenticity in you, then you will get people to connect with you without a shadow of a doubt. So thank you so much, AJ, for joining me on this live stream.
Legend.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Him and Joy Abdullah have created something amazing with Create the Edge, and it is an incredible honor to be having these two rock stars with me moving forward into the human block. And I want to do a special shout out to two other people that are not on this live stream, but are equally special. One is my man, Ryan Ishaqpour, who is here in the room with us, but he's not on the stream because we can only fit the two of us.
But Ryan can join us.
I think Ryan can pop in on the back. Just give us a hi.
Shy boy, right? And a special shout out to him because he's the man of the plan. I am nothing without Ryan Ishaqpour, right? And also a shout out to Jagdish Pandey, right? Who has become a visionary in the blockchain industry.
Right. And coming soon on Human Block.
And coming soon on the Human Block with our episode 1. But anyways, so shall we get this party started?
Absolutely. And one of the main things I wanted to speak to you about is because AJ, you are known as a quintessential storyteller. You specialize in personal branding. You specialize in quite a few things, basically bringing pictures and words to life.
Emotions.
Tell us a bit more regarding what it took you to and how did you actually become a TEDx speaker? I'm sure there are a lot of people in our network out here who actually want to know as to what they need to do to actually get to that next level, especially with people, who are in the coaching field, right, who are in providing value and advice to numerous clientele around the world.
Right.
How can they take it to the next level? What are the things that they need to do to actually get their personal branding on point, so to speak?
Wow. Being a TEDx speaker is all about understanding who you really are and what are the things that you stand for. So that's one of the things I think before we talk about the technicalities of trying to get onto the red carpet. We call that circular carpet in which you stand with the spotlight on you. We call it the red carpet in TEDx talk. And the technicalities of getting there are actually not as complex as people think it is. You can actually volunteer. You can get people to nominate you to get on a TEDx, to get on the TED stage as well in California. But that's the easy part. The hard part is, what's an idea that you really want to share with people? And if it's an idea that's intrinsic, that comes from your heart, right? Your mind and your heart both, then you'll nail it. You'll nail it. You'll find a way to actually get out there and speak about it with eloquence, with heart, with passion. What happens with a lot of people, and I think the reason why they struggle with the platform getting there, is because they're trying to manufacture ideas that would fit and that would impress people. But you don't need to impress anyone. You just need to impress upon them. You don't need to impress them, right?
That's so true. That is so true. I so agree with you, AJ. I mean, and that just brings up, what I enjoy say, day in, day out, is just be yourself.
Absolutely.
The two absolute cornerstones of communication is authenticity and integrity.
Without doubt.
So, I mean, there is only, to a certain extent where you can actually sort of, have that facade working for you. It will come down. Without a shadow of a doubt, it will come down.
Yes.
So just be yourself to start with, because, the moment you actually start spinning white lies, as a lot of people say, you just have to, use so many more to actually cover that up in the first place.
So true.
So I really appreciate that. So and that's amazing, because I've got some amazing TEDx speakers in my network. Shout out to Rukia Khan as well, and obviously AJ and a few others, who've actually had the pleasure of gracing the TEDx stage. So, it would be a pleasure, and I look forward to, future collaborations with each and every one of you. And that is what we do at Create the Edge, because this is what we live and breathe, which is, collaborate to co-create. And that is what we are wanting to do with the human block, because if you would remember, our tagline is not just humanizing blockchain. It's about removing your mental block through the human block.
The human block.
Totally.
So, because a lot of people have a lot of, preconceived notions regarding blockchain and AI and all that jazz, as you'd like to say. But, what is it really? How can you actually sort of use it in day-to-day living? And that is exactly what, the human block is all about, which is a collaboration between Joy and me from Create the Edge and Dr. AJ Manai. And that is where we're wanting to actually sort of, humanize. And basically, what is humanize? Humanize is being able to actually put it into layman terms, how you can actually, what you're trying to communicate, or what the blockchain industry is trying to communicate. So look forward to, we are looking forward to a couple of offline events in the blockchain space. Human block within the next quarter. Next couple of months. So we will be keeping you updated regarding that. Any comments and feedback regarding blockchain, AI, and stuff along those lines. If you'd like to have a chat with us, please feel free to reach out to either of us, Joy, Dr. AJ, or myself, and we would absolutely love to have a discussion with you. So see, that's the main thing. What I'd like to actually leave all you leaders and your thought leaders out there is like, don't hesitate to reach out to people around you, because a lot of people kink, and that's where a lot of people miss out on, is like they hesitate.
Right.
And
so true.
You only live once, and you just need to make the most of all the connections and the network that you presently have. And you will never, ever know the answer if you don't ask for it. So if it's a no, that's fine. But if you don't ask for it, it's always going to be a no in anyway. So I mean, that goes to each and every person out there, especially, to, senior mid-level executives who are looking for that, next promotion and stuff along those lines. Create that personal branding. Go out and speak to your superiors and speak to them regarding how you can actually grow within the company. Job seekers, go out there, create your identity. Don't be a part of the crowd. Don't be just a number.
Right.
Ensure that you're actually standing out from everyone out there.
I just want to add something though.
Sure, absolutely, of course.
And I think a lot of what Saheb said and what Saheb and Joy stand for at Create the Edge is very much aligned with the human block as well, because the human block is not trying to be a tech show in a human world. It's trying to be a human show in a tech world.
In a tech world. Beautifully said. Beautifully
And
said.
What the vision behind the human block is, we need to find a way to humanize industries that the general public would just switch off on if they were to go to a usual run-of-the-mill conference or seminar or forum. They need to hear stories of people that are using technology to disrupt. And when I say disrupt, I don't mean monetarily disrupt and just become really famous and a unicorn. I mean, they're doing something using that tech to change people's lives, to help people, right? We talked about this in episodes, so I'm not going to go into too much of detail, but it really comes down to storytelling, right? Storytelling. Each and every C-suite or janitor and everybody in between, everybody needs to become a storyteller, because when you embody a story with heart and you go out there and you share it in context of your organization, of your ethnicity, of your culture, or whatever it is, whatever you speak about, but if you communicate it in the form of a story, you will allow people to activate every part of their brain so that it imprints itself on their brains in a way that lectures, sound bites would ever do, right? So I feel we've got some really exciting times ahead of us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Really looking forward to
really exciting times ahead of us.
I'd like to add on to AJ. I'd like to add on to AJ. I think I love that, AJ, the fact that you said it's a human show in a tech world. Just the one line, because when we released our episode 0, there was a couple of comments which were not sitting on the middle of the fence or on the positive side.
Tell me about it. Huh?
So I'm gonna directly point it to the people, and if anybody's watching or listening or seeing here, blockchain and cryptos are useful, but the technology is not understood by the general world population. Technology is beautiful, and the world is rapidly racing towards being a technologically efficient environment. But let's not forget, all of it was created by a creature called human being.
Totally.
We have to be in being. We cannot be in tomorrow. We cannot be in yesterday. Now, what that means is whatever blockchain does, and that they're fantastic, and the tech guys are wizards, you, me, X, Y, Z outside on the road just doesn't care or bother till we know WIIFM. What's in it for me? And this is where humanizing that industry comes in. It's one of the very few that we are tackling because it's top of the pyramid, and it has so much of social value. It has the ability to actually solve and eradicate certain key social issues. And I'm just going to leave two that AJ you've shared with us. One, counterfeit drugs, including counterfeit baby food, which has plagued the world. We've read about it, and it's absolutely horrific when we read and we feel we can't do anything. So how do we do it? Get that pharmaceutical, get that baby food industry into a blockchain, and in a matter of physical time, you're going to actually eradicate any imitation or fake. Number one. Number two, we've had many cases and incidences socially of blind date rapes, and date murders. And it only comes about because of fake identities proliferating online, right? Again, blockchain's a boom. If somebody wants to use it and do it and cross-check, it can be done. So I'll leave it with that. I think that aspect of humanization is showing how technology, a forefront technology, is useful and adaptable, using stories, using storytelling, so people connect. And as awareness grows higher, people will move into the next level of learning. So thank you, guys. It's been a dream, and looking forward. AJ, welcome back to KL.
It's an absolute pleasure. And
well said, Joy.
Yeah, beautifully put. So, I mean, I'd like to actually, in some of my previous lives, and also as comments to some of my shares in the past, I've actually had a couple of people asking me a few questions, which I'd like to get some insights from AJ on. So, but prior to that, I'd like to actually, go to the feed. I know it's a little bit hard to actually sort of, switch
Juggle
between the feed as well as the broadcast, because just for all of you who are out there, there's a bit of a 15 to a 20-second lag in general.
No.
So thank you so much. I'd like to actually sort of, thank Aaron Nason, Tracy Kitching, Harsh Kumar, Aina Chopra, Doyle Buller, all the way from Australia.
Shout out Doyle.
Jalil Ahmed, Tapan Dash, Puneet Saxena, Shehzad Sultan from Kuala Lumpur.
Thanks
you
for
so
coming
much,
to luncheon, bro, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ali,
Shahzad, thank you so much.
Yes, Krishna, KP Singh, Hema Buddhamagar, and so many more of you who've actually sort of been commenting on the live stream at this present moment. So, Shehzad, you. Okay. Shehzad says now we don't even have to tell anyone we are deploying blockchain because you really don't have to, as long as it's efficient.
And if you want to, yeah,
exactly. So
very true. Very true.
That's the main thing about the blockchain space. And also, see, blockchain is something which, honestly, as AJ had mentioned something, during our episode 0, was it's just an interconnectivity, between events, which is stored by us humans across different places in the world. Yeah. So, blockchain has got that human element, and that's so important. And that's where a lot of people actually forget that blockchain, to a certain extent, is human.
Right.
And based on some of the jargon, based on some of the, unfortunately, sometimes unscrupulous people who've actually taken advantage of
Correct.
People not knowing exactly what blockchain is and how to actually use it for their benefit. They've actually created a bad name, in the industry, so to speak.
So true.
And this is so true, especially in sales. Like, I've been in sales and business development all my life. Anytime you actually tell someone that you're in sales, first thought, to a certain extent, in most people's minds, is like,
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Do I really want to talk to you? Yeah. Because you're trying to sell me something. No, that's not the case. And that has only been, something which has come up because a few people have actually made a bad impact, on the entire industry. So don't confine yourself to narrow-mindedness is all I would say. Because personally speaking, prior to having a chat with AJ, I mean, I personally, was very, very, blocked out of anything to do with blockchain and cryptocurrency.
You're blocked out of blockchain.
I was blocked out of blockchain.
Yeah, so look at that.
I was, and until I actually understood how it works to a certain extent. I'm not an expert in any way. I'm not even a beginner in the blockchain space.
Same here.
And that's the reason why the collaboration. Why did we actually look at doing this collaboration in the human block? Couple of reasons. AJ is a specialist in the blockchain space based on his years of experience. And where Joy and I come in is we actually bring in the sales, the marketing, the branding, and also the business development aspects to strategize, and innovate ways in which we can show companies and businesses to actually take that next step, go that one step forward, and basically just attain the potential that they ideally like to attain. Yeah. Because
actually, I'm just going to jump in here, Yusuf. Sorry.
Sure.
AJ's expertise, just to make it clear, because we are live and everybody's watching this. AJ's been a solo lone ranger humanizing blockchain within the blockchain industry for 2-3 years now. I mean, he's been standing up, he's been speaking, he's been telling story about people like Jagdish Pandya and WorldQuest and Block On, everybody. Okay. So these are people, I've thrown out some names, those in the industry will get it. Now, it's reached a critical point where our collaboration is the next level, which helps AJ and helps the blockchain industry to actually say we are good. And like just now, as Shahzad Sultan just pointed out, I'm going to turn that in reverse. Why do we not need to tell anybody and everybody that we are using blockchain? Because you see, currently in the market, exactly, Yusuf, the perception you and I had, blockchain, we don't know. It's got some dubiousness, so let's stay away from it, right? So even organizations going into it are trying to use the efficiency of the technology, but not communicate out. So stop, hold that. Coming from a brand perspective, and AJ walks in as a storyteller, if I tell AJ, I want my brand to be authentic and you pitch me the story, but I'm using blockchain, don't use the word blockchain. See the difficulty I'm placing him in? Yep. He's got to be authentic with a white lie. Let's be very clear here. A lie is a lie is a lie. So just to make it clear, AJ's been working, taking the humanization story over the last 3 years or so. It's come to a point where the extra additional bit that you and I do, Yusuf, on creating that edge from the strategic people perspective is going to help AJ take the blockchain story to the masses. So human block shows you what is the benefit for you as an individual, as an organization, and as a society? It's up to the industries, it's up to the companies to connect, contact, do the technicalities that they need. And more of this will come out as we have people like Shahzad Sultan and Jagdish Pandya coming on to Human Block.
Yeah.
People will be able to get the actual technical expertise and benefit from the story side of it.
I think Joyce brought up a really good point. That's a really good point. I just actually, the reason why I'm in Singapore is because of the World Blockchain Forum.
That's right.
And I was invited to do a panel on blockchain and emerging technology. And one of the things that I mentioned on stage, it's such a coincidence that what I was talking about there and now we're kind of intertwining now. And it goes to show you that a lot of different people in different clusters are talking about these things, and goes to show you that it's actually something that people are thinking about. Here's the problem in any new technology that comes about. When a new technology emerges into the market, you'll see the vast majority of the representation of that technology is by primarily the CTO personnel, the chief technical officer. So that's just because of the fact that, you start out with something that's fairly specialized, and you have a smaller group of people that are technically certified and technically knowledgeable to be able to be the ones who actually go out and become spokespersons for that. But then all of a sudden, the industry comes to a point where it's starting to pick up adoption. People are asking what this is, but the CTO type personas often need help from the CMOs, or to put it in a context that I hope doesn't offend anybody. But there's a Tim Cook type of personality, there's a Steve Jobs type of personality.
Absolutely.
Right? So Jobs will come and evangelize things, right? I'm not saying that he wasn't technical. Jobs was immensely technical, but he wasn't essentially the type of guy who would sit inside the coding lab. He had other people doing that for him who worked at a much better level to understand that architecture. But he was the one who would not sell an iPhone to you. He would tell you what the iPhone would do for you from a human perspective.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we're doing in the Human Block.
Storytelling.
Right? Storytelling. Right? I think the bottom line is we need to find a way for people to understand what's in it for me, not from a monetary gain perspective, but also from, I need to be part of this because this is something that's going to change the way the world works. And I need to be part of this because I want the world to be a better place. I live in this world. So do you, so do I. And all of us need to make this a better place to live, right? So the human
it addresses the do good factor, because a lot of us work, we are trying to do, Yusuf and I at Create the Edge, we want to do a CSR, right? We are talking to people based out of Canada and everything. But the thing is, sometimes money, that instrument holds us back. So blockchain allows an individual at an individual level to, by participating, do good for somebody else. And at an organizational level, you're already, if you're using that technology, you're automatically taking care of a benefit to society. End. That's
True
it.
Story. Absolutely.
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 We all said absolutely in 3 rounds. Like we said, I said absolutely, he said absolutely, he said absolutely, and he said absolutely. It's all about absolutely.
See,
we are the absolute threesome.
Infectious as a smile. Positivity is as infectious as a
True
smile.
story.
So it's important. Like when people yawn or they smile, there will always be another person next to them or around them who will actually yawn and smile. But and that same thing goes with positivity.
Don't yawn now.
Don't you know? He just
all the people watching this live.
So I mean, see, that's the thing about positivity, and this is where the humanizing part comes in. It's not just about storytelling, AJ. Yeah. It's about being able to connect meaningfully to the person who you're speaking to, and that's where the 3 pillars, which I absolutely always hammer into everyone around me: connect, relate, engage.
Nice.
There's no other way you can actually stand out. There's no other way you can actually pass on a meaningful message. That's very, very important. If you don't connect and you don't relate to what the person wants and you don't engage with their requirements, there's no way that person is actually going to be able to see the benefit that you can actually provide him in the long run. So I'd like to thank AJ and Joy once again, and all our amazing listeners. It's been an absolute pleasure. AJ is on his way to the airport right now, on his way back to Kuala Lumpur. He's been here in Singapore for less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it's been an absolute pleasure catching up with him and having a discussion. And see, this is the beauty of this amazing platform. I mean, people from all around the world I mean, I've met AJ today for the first time, and I feel that I've known him for years.
Yeah, we hugged. We didn't shake hands.
Exactly, and that's the best part about this platform.
I wish I was there with you guys, man. Seriously missing this.
You are there with us.
You are here.
I know.
Right.
It's coming soon. Next month. We are targeting July 25th.
Right.
Absolutely. So, I mean, congratulations to you both for the amazing luncheon event that happened in Kuala Lumpur a couple of days ago.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, and it's an absolute pleasure. And I look forward to joining the next luncheon event in Kuala Lumpur, and hopefully when it comes through to Singapore, I'd love to have you guys here with me as well. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much to our amazing listeners. Thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to put your comments down below, and we would love to actually answer them in detail. Once we've had an opportunity to go through it, it's a bit hard sometimes to actually communicate directly during a live stream. So thank you so much, Aaron, for your lovely message to AJ for having a safe flight. I'm sure he appreciates that.
Thank you, Aaron.
Shehzad, really appreciate your comment. The democratization of societies through blockchain is possible if society at the most mundane level understands it.
So you basically just took storytelling and you put it into great words. Thank you, Shehzad.
Absolutely.
That is deep, brother. That is absolutely
deep. Thank you, Shehzad. That's deep.
That is very deep. So really appreciate that. Visha from India, thank you so much for joining in. Really appreciate your support.
Oh, wow.
And
she called us all three fine men. Yeah, thank you, Visha.
Thank you, Visha.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And we've got Bernard, who works in biometric registrations with governments. So thank you so much for joining in on the live feed. And we've got Ryan as well.
Ryan Irwan. Hey man, brother man, what's up? I know the guy, a legend too.
Shout out. Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely. So thank you once again, AJ. Thank you so much once again, Joy. We are here. Look out, watch this space for further interactions, further sharings regarding what the human block is. Create the Edge, as you all have known it and as you've all supported so graciously. I mean, we are really thankful, Joy and I, for actually your amazing support, your love, and your beautiful feedback and encouragement. I don't think we would have even been able to get even a step further without any of it. So,
script. Can I say something? Can I say
sure?
Absolutely. Okay, so I want to do a heartfelt thanks. Jokes aside, to Saheb and Joy, because they've brought a lot of value to all of us on LinkedIn, and they're trying to do the same thing offline.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It means a lot to all of us.
Thank you.
And I'm sure with the collaboration we've got with the human block as well.
Oh yeah.
Create the Edge is going to add an edge to the human block. And when Saheb and Joy are in town next July for luncheon, they're going to add that luncheon too.
Absolutely. Right? Looking forward to it.
But I do want to say one thing about Globla. Now,
yes.
Globla, the Global Blockchain Leadership Awards that just took place for the second time in Malaysia 2 days ago. I was part of the whole event. I was a judge and a speaker, and it was great. Again, shout out to Jagdish Pandya, who's doing great work for the blockchain industry around the world. I do want to say that the human block is going to be trying to do collaborations with Jagdish's entire ecosystem, not because of that exposure alone, but because of the fact that he's reaching so many people. And just by being part of that entire ecosystem, we are going to reach a lot more people too. So shout out to Globla and JP. Stay strong, stay true, and we look forward to working with all of you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much once again to our amazing network. Thank you so much, Joy, for joining us all the way from Kuala Lumpur. I've got to go and drop brother man AJ in a little while to the airport. So thank you so much again for your support. Really appreciate it, Joy. Thank you. Thank you, Joy.
Yeah. You guys have a wonderful time. I'm gonna catch you up in an hour's time. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thanks a lot, Joy. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Take care. Bye.
So, once again, goodbye from AJ and me. It's an absolute pleasure to share screen space with the TEDx speaker.
We've obviously invaded each other's personal space. But that's okay. It works for brothers, right?
Exactly. And that's the beauty of online to offline.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone in both our LinkedIn families. We really, really appreciate the amazing support, feedback, and love that you've shown us.
We'd be no one without you, so we love you all. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thank you once again. Really, really appreciate all the support that you've given us through the years. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day.